Welcome back to Muotathal, day 4 of the ICF Wildwater World Championships. Muotathal, Switzerland greets the world, and another fantastic sunny morning here in central Switzerland. Perfect conditions, all 4 runners just finished their race. Everybody is ready. Athletes, organizers. We have the sprint finals, and with us in the commentary box, as he was the last few days, Matthias Stob, ex-member of the Swiss national downriver team. Good morning, Matthias.
Good morning, Jörg. How are you doing?
Well, I'm really excited. I could be a little bit tired after 4 days, but actually I'm not. I'm so excited to attack day number 4, and it's already the final day. So, good to have a technical expert with us, and we're just taking the opportunity before we start the races at 10:01 local time to give you a little bit of an insight into this attractive race course on the Muota River, and maybe we just hand over to you, Matthias, and run us through what do we see, what can we expect?
We have some great pictures here, some videos from above. You can see the Muota stone here, Sabine Eichenberg paddling. Just after the stone you have to cross over again to the right side of the river to circumvent the waves, which are very big at this point. You go through the section, and then where the safety guy is standing, you have some washes. Stop here, please. So we are again up at the start here.
So just for our spectators at home, sorry to interrupt, on the top of the picture in the middle, that is that famous Muota rock that we're talking about. And this is now all about the approach to that Muota rock.
Yes, exactly. So you can see the paddler here. He is taking the so-called right line, and then he is heading over. There are basically two possibilities. You can go left or right, and then you jump this wave before the stone, either on the left or on the right side.
So maybe we can continue the picture now. Stop it here. So this is where you said you're either right of that stopper or left, and then we continue the approach into the Muota rock. It's probably a bit of a wide line. Would you agree?
Yes, I thought the same thing yesterday. That is.
And then you go back to the right, and lots of big waves. You need to be on the right to avoid the big ones. And this one here is a tricky one. Can we stop the picture here?
Yes, exactly. So here you see how you have to move a little bit the boat, and just after the safety person you see the eddy, and some persons are too far on the right, and then they are going through the slow water. So you should be just on the eddy line, and then a bit more downstream you see again a big wave, and you want to cross this one on the right side.
We stop it here. Yeah. So it is all about lines, very fine lines. Thanks, Matthias, for that insight. It's all about the lines, and there are no margins for errors. A slight error, you either lose a lot of time, or you literally park the boat on the riverbank.
Yes, it's very narrow. You have to put the boat in exactly the same. You have to put it in the right spot. There is not much in between success and disaster.
Thank you very much, and we've seen the first spectators coming here. We start in just under 3 minutes, and the first class, the first world champion gold medal, will be allocated in the women K1 class. Looking at the start list, we have 12 paddlers on the start. Here we go. They come in reverse order from the results from the heats, starting with the slowest, the one that qualified last. That's Barbora Dimova. And as we go through the start list, the paddlers will get quicker and quicker. And if we stay with the women K1, we have 12 kayaks. Last off will be Satkova Martina. She's already a quadruple gold medalist from the classic event. So with bib 31 right at the end of this class, Satkova Martina. At the start now, we have the Italian representative, Giulia Formenton. She is off first, and we will see those paddlers. We'll see them on the whole course. They'll have a 2 minutes start interval, so that should allow us to see the whole course of each of the paddlers. What are the times that we expect, Matthias?
So yesterday we have seen the fastest time from the Slovenian paddler. It was around 1 minute and 6 seconds, as far as I remember. Water level today, I think it's very comparable to that of yesterday. It will be in this time. For the women, we have seen 1 minute and 13, and as well, I think we are expecting 113, 114 maybe. I'm not that sure. The water is sometimes a bit different during the day, so yeah, it will be very similar.
So let's have a look at the K1 women, kayak women, 113, the reference from the heats yesterday. And just for your understanding, this is it. This is the final, one run final. It starts at 0, and the winner will get the gold medal and will be crowned the new world champion in the sprint. And off we go. We've got a race. Giulia Formenton from the Italian Canoe Federation. She's now approaching that famous Muota rock that we've seen just before.
Yes, and this was now the so-called right line. You will hear again a lot today, the right or the left line. So this was the so-called right line.
And if we keep an eye a little bit on the clock when she passes next to that rock here on the left right now, so 47 seconds approximately gives us a bit of an idea. Giulia Formenton finishing strong. She's in the last 10 meters. Still very tricky down here. It looks rather flat, but very, very tricky waves that you want to avoid.
Yes, absolutely. Here, maybe you might think there is no technical skills anymore which are demanded, but it's very important here to keep the boat running and making it fast.
1:16.51 is the first marker. That looked like a pretty smooth run.
That was a good run. We will see times getting low below the 1:15, I'm sure, but it was a good run.
Jill Sophie Eckert from Germany. Coming around that right hand turn.
Now you can already see how she is pushing it to the right line. I have seen a lot of Germans this morning in the practice. Many of them are going for the right option.
A little bit of a wobble there for a moment, but she stays safe and keeps the boat moving. And now onto the right side to avoid these bigger waves. 47 was the reference here before. Pretty similar.
Yes, that's very close. Looks very close here. She was not stopped neither. And I think the Italian, she was stopped a little bit down here in this wave, and she is making...
Looks a little bit smoother, Jill Sophie.
Maybe.
Yes, yes. So the time to beat 1:16.51 for the young German. Can't give you the time. Next one on the course, Klara Richová. Klara Richová from the Czech Republic. She was 8th in the classic event the other day, the classic event, the endurance event, when they raced on a 4.4 kilometer course. She was 8th. And now in the Muota section, that's the rock behind her. Got through it smoothly.
Was a right line as well. It was a very nice transition, no stopper at all. Here as well, that looks great. It looks good.
And into that last move, right next to that stopper, looks absolutely effortless, smooth. And we said that the other day, as soon as you are hit by water on your chest, you get the feedback immediately that wasn't a good line. So it is all about avoiding water on your chest that hits you. Completing the course, Klara Richova. We deliver your results as soon as we get them, but the race continues with the next one, Charlène Le Courvoisier. It's not what you see on the screen, it's Charlène Le Courvoisier, the French woman. She already has a medal. She won a silver medal on the Thursday in the team event with her team France. That was probably more in right through the middle.
Yes, there is a line in the middle. I have seen men kayakers this morning paddling that in the middle, and that was a good option, but I think it's very risky, and she was stopped a little bit, Charlène.
48. So she seems to be slightly behind. So that might have been the reason there, that middle line in the approach to the Muota rock. The last 150 meters. There's still a few little waves to avoid. You want to maintain your speed. You want to accelerate, squeeze out the last bit of remaining energy.
Yes,
and her
absolutely.
time 1:16:41 into third position. We have in the lead Jill Sophie Eckert from Germany, 1:15:05. Klara Richova only 0.25 down, so very, very tight racing. Sabine Fusser from Germany next. Into this right-hand corner, observed by this rescue person. It's a safety swimmer, just in case.
Yeah, this was the left line, but she got a rock. She was hitting it. She was hitting this rock with the bow of the boat, and that was not an optimal run.
Sabine Fusser in the wavy section into this last bit, and look at the time, 47. That looks competitive.
Yes, I was surprised that she's still there with a time of around 47 in this wave. She is attacking the leading time.
Sabine Fusser, an ex-world champion. A little bit of difficulty down here, even though it's a bit deceptive. It looks like very easy compared to the Muota rock section, but still you need to be very, very precise. The time for Sabine, 1:15:58 into third. So we still have her team, her colleague from the team, Jill Sophie Eckert, leading that kayak women event. And the first French, Manon Ostens. And Manon Ostens, she won the silver medal in the individual and silver in the team in the classic event. And she's actually the silver medalist from last year from this sprint event. So vice world champion currently, and approaching the Muota rock.
Stopped a tiny bit, but it was faster than what we have seen from Sabine Fusser. Looks smooth here. Here she got a bit of splash in her head.
The time looks good.
But the time is good, exactly.
Time looks good. In the last 200 from here. The arms must feel very, very heavy down here.
They're feeling absolutely tired, and you have to bring the pace up again. You have to get to a stroke rate of around 110, 120 maybe even for the men, so this is difficult here.
So Muotathal in the lead, and that's the fastest we've seen a woman all weekend. 1:12:36, gold medal position at the moment, Muotathal. And here we go, the Swiss finalist Melanie Mattis from Solothurn Kayak Club.
She is one of the paddlers. She is convinced that the right line is faster. We will see a right line from her, I know it.
And you can see already how much she tightens the line in that bend, and she comes from the right. Yep.
Yes, that's what can happen when you choose the right line. You have to cross over a little bit, and now you saw how she was caught a bit by the eddy, and she lost very precious seconds down there.
Time, yes. 46, 47. She's still there and there's about. Can she do it? A little bit of difficulties in the line at the Muota, but now giving it all for the host nation, Melanie Mattis. As you said, a rhythm of 110 to 120 strokes per minute. The time to beat 1:12:36 has gone. She goes into second place, 1:14:99.
Oh, that's so disappointing that she made this big mistake up there. Otherwise, I'm sure she could have been the leader now.
That was a very, very costly error. And you could see it wasn't a massive one, but the result of it, the entirety of it was quite big. So we move on. Claire Brun from France, and she is the reigning world champion in this event.
Yes, let's see if she is able to repeat it. That was a quite good left line. She keeps the boat running. So she got world champion in Bo on a Wildwater channel. This is completely different in terms of technical skills which are demanded. But she is delivering here a good run as well. But here she is now getting too much into the middle. I think she stopped here. That is maybe not enough for a gold medal.
Good at the Muota, good straight line there. But here after the waves into that last stopper, that was an error. So how will she compare to the leaders? 1:12:36, the current lead of her team compatriot Muotathal. 1:12:36 to beat. That has gone into second. We have a France 1-2. Claire Brun second. That makes it France 1, France 2 and Switzerland 3, and we have 4 boats to go. First of them, Agnieszka Paludova, gold medalist from the team event here in the Classic, in the endurance event on the Thursday. And she clearly wants more, attacking this course, approaching the Muota.
Strong
left
line,
yes.
That was great.
And left line really means you stay straight, whereas if you come on the right line, it's almost like a bit of a chicane. That then is very, very, very dangerous because you get into slack water.
Yes, if you take the left line, there is the problem that you can hit the eddy, as what we have seen with Melanie Mattis' time.
And again, like before, not as tidy in that wavy section with the stopper, so there's a bit of time to catch up now. Agnieszka Paludova, 1:12:36 to beat. Not quite, but it's good enough for bronze medal position at the moment. France, Czech Republic and Melanie Mattis into fourth at the moment. And we have 3 boats to go. Germany, Czech Republic and Czech Republic. Alke Overbeck.
She made a straight qualification yesterday. That was a bit surprising to me. She is an experienced paddler. She's maybe a bit stronger on the classical distance, but let's see what she's delivering today.
On the wide approach. And still coming on the left. Stays very straight.
That was strong.
Very
good fast.
Line, very good line. Alke Overbeck. Can she keep that line tidy? And can she stay on the right? Avoid the big hits. 48 is maybe slightly down. Got a bit of a hit in that last stopper as well.
Yeah, but just a tiny bit. I think it was going through quite well. Now she's accelerating. And she goes through this wave as well quite well. We have seen some athletes been stopped there.
And she's mobilizing the last energy out of her arms, out of her body, crosses the line, 1:15.28 into 6th. Two K1 women from the Czech Republic. Barbora Dimovova is the first. Gold medal from the team event in the Classic on Thursday. Into the tricky Mortarstein section.
Yeah, that was the left line again. She is struggling a tiny bit. The boat was not going that straight afterwards.
Was caught a little bit, yes.
But what I like about her is that she is keeping up the pace very high. That's a high stroke rate even in that wavy section.
45. That looks very good. No hit at the stopper. Looks very good. Barbora Dimovova from the Czech Republic. From a very, very strong team. The Czech Republic dominated the Classic event. And we listened to the national anthem at the medal ceremony many, many times. So a dominating country in whitewater sports. A very wide line down here, it seems. Into third. 1:13.8 into third, and she has a bit of a wait to see if she can secure that medal. And this will be very tricky because it's Martina Satkova on the start. Martina Satkova, 4 gold medals in the Classic event. The big star in this World Championship so far. She won not only gold in the K1 but in the C1 as well, and the same will happen today. She will come back in the other boat as well. Martina in the approach to the Muota Rock. How was that?
I think that's good enough for a gold medal. She was stopped a little bit. She keeps the pace very high here.
Very high stroke frequency. Comes a little bit into the middle, of course. Is fighting hard to get back.
Yeah, but she's making it. She goes through the last stopper.
Got through that. It looked very, very untidy for a moment, but she seems to have recovered from it. 1:12.36 to beat. It is Manon Ostens, the French, or it is Martina Satkova, the Czech paddler, and it is the French. Silver for Martina Satkova. We have a world champion. After winning silver last year in Po, finally she gets that gold. Congratulations from the commentary box. Manon Ostens, France. Martina Satkova, Czech Republic, second. Claire Brun, third. From a host nation's perspective, in 6th place, Melanie Mattis. So we've got just a little minute time. Just a first reaction, Matthias, from your side.
Yes, very strong performance of the French team in this final event. I think it's well deserved after being placed on the silver medal rank several times that Mano Ostens wins the gold medal here now.
Very good. So exciting racing, very tight racing. 0.79 of a second separating gold and silver. Exciting. So we leave you for a few moments. We'll be back in about 4 minutes with the next highlight, the men C1 category. Goodbye for the moment. Get a coffee in and we'll see you shortly. Welcome back. I hope you got a little refreshment in, because this is a hot race to come, and it starts with a hot favourite in this event. Silver medal last year in Po, silver medal in Po 2017, and this is Matej Benoš, and he's not only a downriver paddler, but he's an absolute expert slalom paddler. He just won the silver medal at the Olympic Games canoe slalom in Rio de Janeiro, and he just proves it is actually possible to do both slalom and downriver. Not many do that these days, Matthias.
Yeah, unfortunately we don't see as many paddlers anymore doing both. It will be possible from a physical point. The slalom races and the sprint races, they are very similar in the lengths. From this aspect it's very similar. The boat is completely different, technical things are very different, but Matej Benoš shows it's possible.
So from a pure physical perspective, he has proven that. And when we go back to 1973, when we had the Worlds here for the last time, it was more common to see them in both classes. But let's focus on Matej Benoš from the Slovak Republic. He's a righty. We've seen quite a few yesterday. They switch at times. Will we see that? Approaching the Muota rock. This would have been the right approach, wasn't it?
Great right line, and he was switching the paddle
and
just now again.
Yes.
So he switched just besides the Muota rock. That's very, very difficult.
Very good here into this last section. Very tricky, but he just makes it look so simple, so easy. Accelerates again, Matej Benoš from the Slovak Republic.
Yes, so yesterday he was struggling a little bit in the second key passage, but now he didn't show any kind of problems. It was a great run.
Brilliant. 1:12:45, and that is a marker for the next 11 boats. 1:12:45.
He didn't seem very happy with his run. I'm surprised. Let's see if they are really that much faster.
Fabio Gretner from Switzerland qualified for the final yesterday in 11th position, and now into this race. Doesn't matter where you qualify, it starts all at zero. The race is wide open, and he comes on the right line, it seems.
Yes, he hit it very well, like Matej Benoš. That was great.
Very good race so far for the young athlete from Canoe Club Lucerne. It's only about an hour away from here. We're in the middle of Switzerland. 45 gets around it. Good run for Fabio Gretner.
Absolutely, it was also a big improvement compared to his qualification run from yesterday. His time must be in the very same region as that of Matej Benoš.
And they switch to avoid more steering strokes. So a very, very good run for Fabio Gretner. 1:12 is the time to beat. It's just outside. 1:13:15 into second. Whew, that was a good run.
I think he will be happy with his run. Let's see how high he can go today.
Yes, and at the end of the day, you can't influence what the others do, as long as he is okay with his performance. And from the commentary box, that looked very, very good. János Sulzer from the German Federation. You would probably call that the very right line now, the very right.
That was the
option.
right
Yes,
line, yeah.
That was
exactly.
the right line. Very good, János Sulzer in the wavy part, approaching that last stopper that you want to avoid.
Yes, but he was sitting in the stopper now. Even so, he was slowing down a bit to really adapt to the waves. He didn't manage to go through it perfectly.
Can he compensate that with a high stroke rate, accelerating the boat, squeezing out the last energy? János Sulzer, 1:12:45 to beat. 1:15:18 into third. So Matej Benoš, the silver medalist of the Olympic Games canoe slalom, the silver medalist of the world's whitewater sprint event last year, he is in the lead. And we've got Norman Weber from Germany.
Yes, he knows how to win gold medals in individual sprint events. He was the world champion in 2013 in Slovenia. He is heading for a right line as well. I saw him in practice this morning, and he is repeating that.
That seems to be a German line, eh? We've seen his teammate just before doing that, Sulzer János.
Absolutely, I have seen many Germans this morning on the right line.
So just for spectators, this is an individual sport, but they train as a team and share information as a team. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. Normally amongst your teammates there are no secrets. You share all your experience and you try to find the optimum.
Norman Weber on a good run into the finish line now. 1:12:45 to beat, set by Matej Benoš. Last strokes and his race is over. third, 1:13.69. So Matej Benosch first, Fabio Gretner, the Swiss paddler, still sitting in second position. Mattia Quintarelli, Italia. He just goes under that bridge. There's a road bridge just off the start, came under that and now into that right bend. Very steep, very wavy, tricky approach to the Muota rock. Mattia Quintarelli.
Yeah, you went for the left option. I still believe that the left option is a bit better before the stopper, but afterwards, just in heading to the Muotastone, you lose a little bit of speed because you're getting to the slower water there.
Yes, and looking at our unofficial split, yeah, he was slightly down, but he can compensate. Very powerful strokes down here. About 150 meters to go, and it's all about avoiding the big waves down here. 1:12.45. It's not to be, but is in a bronze medal position at the moment. Bronze medal at the moment, Mattia Quintarelli, and we have 7 more boats to go. Unchanged leaderboard: Matej Benosch, Fabio Gretner, Tony Debray from France. And he won a bronze medal in the team event earlier in the week, in the classic endurance event. Approaching the pièce de résistance. It's about 33,000 litres of water just straight into that Muota rock that you want to avoid. The rock that you just see here now, you want to avoid having a frontal collision and a head-on with that rock in the middle of the river. The last tricky bit, the waves. Tight line, fine line, got a bit of a stopper there.
Yeah, tiny bit, little bit stopped here. Also, up at the Muotastone, it was not the perfect line. I'm not sure if that will be enough for the lead, for going into lead.
Tony Debray. $1:12.82. He got quite a bit out of it down here. So Matej Benosch, Tony Debray, Fabio Gretner, the top 3, and we have 6 paddlers to go in this canoe single final event. And the first of them, Marek Riegel, and he's already got 2 medals in the bag this week. A gold in the team and a bronze in the individual event in the classic endurance. Riegel, Marek, Czech Republic.
Aiming again for the right line. And it was a good right line.
So it was the right line, as we said that before.
It was the right line in terms of having a double V in front of the
yes,
of the R.
Yes, very good. And here in that section looks good, and the split looks all right. That is a competitive run for Marek Riegel. He has proven in the individual event that he is a man for the podium. Will he be able to do it here in the sprint? About 100 meters of work to do, paddling hard. Good line, seems to avoid all the waves down here into the line. 1:12.40, 1:11.94. We have a new leader. Marek Riegel, great run, 1:11.94.
So the right line is a good option, huh?
That doesn't seem to be too bad. The right line. You get the right line right, then that looks very good. Kof Blas. He defends a bronze medal from the World Championships last year. Wasn't quite his race in the classic, but he seems to be a sprint specialist.
Aiming also for the right line. Let's see. Hui, there was no wave, I think.
Looked like right as well.
Yeah, that was perfect.
Very, very good. The bronze medalist from last year in this event, Kof Blas, from the Slovenian Canoe Federation. And he makes light work down here. Looks very good line.
Looks so easy how he is doing that. Looks like there are no ways where he wants to go.
Kof Blas.
Totally effortless it looks still down here.
He brings that home. We could see a new leader in about 15 seconds. Kof Blas. An exciting run, exciting line, and he seemed to have done all the right thing. Will it be reflected in the finish line? 1:11:34. He takes the lead. 0.6 of a second. Kof Blas, Marek Riegel, Matej Benoš, the top three. And we've got 4 paddlers to go. And one of them is Louis Lapointe. 2 medals in the bag already, so he must be free, mentally absolutely relaxed. 2nd in the individual, 3rd in the team in the classic event. So that must free him up. We see that quite a lot now, switching. And he's on the right line, it seems, Matthias.
Absolutely. No stopper at all.
And does
Didn't see any water.
It looks like the easiest thing of the world, but is such a tricky course. Relentless white water all the way down. A little bit of a difficulty there, but he got it. Yes, and again,
that was slow. He
got into the slack water. Oh, that is costing a lot of time down here.
Yeah, so sad for him. That's maybe not enough.
The problem started in the wavy bit, and then he tried to correct, came a bit sideways, and with the bow caught the slack water. However, he is still there, and he had a fast run up to there, 1:12, 1:13. Yes, it is reflected. Massive error there in the last section.
Yeah, it was too bad, because up at the Muotathal that was still a very good run, and just down there he got off the line in the second key passage.
Vladimir Slanina from the Czech Republic. He wasn't considered for the team of the top 3, so he wants to prove that he is not only team material, top 3, but that he can push for the podium. Oh, a crossbow. That's a crossbow. Wow. And he got away, was it?
Yes, I was just thinking, what is he doing? He changed on the backhand quickly, and
he left.
he went through at the Muotathal very good.
He lost balance ever so slightly, and then he had to come over on a crossbow to save that move. A little bit untidy, but he looks fast.
Yeah, he was correcting a bit, but he didn't get stopped at the end, and the boat is going fast here. You can see that that's such a high pace here he's delivering.
Vladimir Slanina, about 50 meters, 1:11 is the time to beat. He's just outside, yes, 1:12:34 into 3rd. It was costly, off balance in the approach to Muota Rock, and getting back, composing himself probably was costly at the end.
Yes, I think there were several small mistakes in this run. So first up at the Muotathal, a little bit of hesitation, and then down in the right curve as well, where he was offline a bit.
And we have the next French paddler, Nicolas Sauteur, and he comes in this race with a bronze medal in the team event, and he wants to show that he can do it individually. Approaching the Muota Rock. He comes from far right. Did that really good. Gets on to river right, avoiding the big waves here. Wants to be on the fine line between the eddy and the stopper.
Yes, and that was too far on the left in the stopper.
Almost came to a little standstill there and switched at the same time. So that did definitely cost time. And again, a bit of problems with the line. 1:11 the time to beat. Nicolas Sauteur, the time has gone, yes. Too many errors, that sums up easily into tenths. One paddle to go. Blaskov, Slovenia. Marek Riegel, Czech Republic. Vladimir Slalina, Czech Republic. The Czechs will definitely have 2 medals because one paddle to go, and that's Rolinch, Andrej Rolinch, double gold medal winner in the classic event. Gold in the individual, gold in the team. What an athlete. Approaching the Muota rock. He looks very focused, very composed. Comes on the right line.
Yes, he does. Again,
and he does it right.
There was no difficulties. He didn't show any problems so far.
And what a stroke rate, very high.
Yeah, extreme. It's very fascinating that he can be fast in a classic race and also in a sprint race. When you see how fast he can accelerate the boat, that's not what every athlete can do when they're fast in classic races.
On a very good run, Andrej Jelenc, and he is now fighting with the Whitewater, and it's about to push the Slovenian off the podium. Is it Kov Blas or is it Andrej Jelenc? No, it is bronze. It is gold to Slovenia. Gold Slovenia, Blaskov, Riegel Marek, Czech Republic silver, Andrej Rolinch that we just saw into 3rd position. Wow, what an exciting race. And we have Fabio Greter in 7th, in a very good 7th position. So this is the first gold medal for Slovenia this week. What an exciting race again.
Yeah, it's not the first gold medal, I think. They already won gold in the classic event. Huh? Simon Owen, he won already a gold in this individual race. But maybe you were pointing to the other Slovenians which are coming in the next race. So we have a couple of Slovenian favorites in the kayak men.
Yes, I mean, this is why I have you here in the commentary box. You know, cool-headed, you know your stuff. Of course, Simon Owen, who we will see in a few minutes' time. There is already a gold medal for Slovenia here in Muotathal in the classic men K1 event, and now Kov Blas in the C1 just added another one. Fantastic. And talking about Slovenia, our friend Peter Kauser won gold medal for Slovenia yesterday at the European Championships in slalom. What a strong nation Slovenia is across the whitewater sports.
Yes, it's incredible that a country like Slovenia, it's a small country as well as Switzerland, not many persons, and they are just on the top in every discipline in kayaking.
So when you're the general secretary, the president of the Slovenian Federation, and you're obviously, you know, having all those whitewater disciplines in your federation, and you do the medal count for this weekend, you already have 3 gold medals, 1 in Prague, 2 here in Muotathal, and there is more to come. A short break, and we come into the K1 men, where Slovenia in the heats qualified in position 1, 2, 3 and 4. Stay with us. Talk to you soon. We are back from Muotathal, one after the other. The K1 man start list: Bram Sikkens, Karel Slepica, Finn Hartstein, the first one. We've got 15 men K1 presenting themselves to the starter in this final. They qualified yesterday through the heats. The 5 first boats in the heat qualified directly to the final, and from heat 2 there were another 10, so we have a final of 15 men K1. This is the fastest class, and maybe just as a reminder for those who only join us now, what was the quickest yesterday in the heats?
As far as I remember, it was 1:05 from Slovenia, from the Slovenian athlete. And do you remember? I think the women they got their times faster than yesterday in the qualification, and the C1s as well. Huh?
That is correct. That means we might have just slightly 1 or 2 cubics more water. So let's have a look. 106 was the fastest. 105 was the fastest in the qualifying day. Bram Sikkens from Belgium approaching the Muota rock.
He was choosing the left line here, and it was maybe not the optimum, but he is a strong flat water paddler actually, and I'm sure he is one of the athletes who will deliver also in the last section a very strong performance.
In this drop at 42, that's sort of our unofficial little comparison. It's hard to say because they're so tight to each other. We just had the C1 man, the top 10 are within 2 seconds, so not a lot separates them. Hard to see with your eye. Final strokes for Bram Sikkens from the Belgium Canoe Federation. 105 was the quickest in the heats. He crosses the finish in 109.88. So that's the time Karel Slepica wants to beat, and obviously by as much as possible. From a very strong Czech Republic team. It's so strong that there was no place for him in the team event. Only the top 3 per country go into that. So that just shows the depths of the class, this class in the Czech Republic. He came on the right line. That looked pretty good. Into the waves and get the line right here next to the stopper, right on the eddy line. How did that go?
I think down here it was a very good section. He hit it very well. Up at the Waterstone he got a bit stopped, so maybe it's not enough at the end for being in the medals.
But it will be good enough to take the lead for the moment. 1:08.34. Yeah, it is. 1.54 up. Karel Slepica. Finn Hartstein, 6th position in the classic individual. And then the other day he collected a bronze medal with his teammates in the team event. Finn Hartstein from Germany. And he is looking to beat that time of 1:08.34 by the athlete from the Czech Republic. Approaches very far left and is aiming for that left line.
Yes, so as we have seen before, Germans normally go for the right one. He is going for a left line now.
So this is the Finn Hartstein line. It's not the German line that we've seen so far. And the time, keep an eye on that. That looks all right. A bit untidy here.
Yes, he lost a lot of time down here.
He's looking at a 1:08.34. to provisionally go into a gold medal position. Finn Hartstein. That time has gone in 2 seconds, just 1200s. You see how tight it is. 108.46.
Just imagine his time if he wouldn't have been stopped at the very end.
World Championships of Canoe downriver racing here in Muotathal. World-class conditions, stable water, good weather. It's a little bit cloudy now, and the weather forecast says we have maybe a little bit of rain later in the day, but the conditions here absolutely world-class. Maxence Barou from France. He is the world champion in the team event from Thursday in the classic endurance event. And in the approach now, next to the Muota Rock, how did he go?
It was a left line. In my opinion, it was a bit too much on the left and he was a bit slowed down. I'm sure we will see some athletes on this left line and they will jump over into the fast water just before the Muota Stone.
A little bit of a correction there, hit by the stopper. It didn't look ideal, but now mobilizing the last energy, squeezing everything out of his arms. Maxence Barou, the world champion in the team event. 1:08.34 the time to beat. And he just does that. 1:07.90. We have a new leader.
Yes, this is surprising.
Yeah, with the errors, but it just shows, you know, you don't have to be the best in every single section. You can compensate, and with a better line in another section, and obviously you can compensate a little bit with your upper arms.
Yes, absolutely. He was delivering a fast finish. Of course, the errors we were talking about it's so high level. If we talk about an error, this is maybe just a couple of centimeters.
Yes, I mean that's the lingo, the language these world-class athletes would use. But for me, as an amateur, I wouldn't use that. They're all good. Björn Beerschwenger from Germany. A little bit off balance there for a moment, and now seems to be back in the rhythm. Very high rhythm into this fine line that you have to find, and again a little bit offline.
Yes, again he was stopped.
And we saw it before. That's not the end. That's not the end. It's another 100 meters to get it right and to go into the lead. He has to cross that line in just under 1:08 to take the lead. And it's just outside, into force, 1:08.64. So Maxence Barou stays on top at the moment.
Yeah, and Björn Beerschwenger, he will absolutely know where he lost his time. That's bad luck.
So we're into the top 10. That's the top 10 from the qualification event yesterday. Filip Rich from the Czech Republic. We've seen in the first two categories already how strong that Czech team is, and that is no different in the main K1 class. Is the biggest class. It is more nations involved in the top 10, so it is therefore a little bit harder to push for medals. Filip Rich. He's got 200 meters to go, slightly off pace at that split, our unofficial split down there. But he seems to be a big, strong paddler.
Yeah, in terms of the line, there is nothing to say about it. That was a good performance. I just think there are some athletes which deliver higher stroke rates, and everything looked a bit, maybe he is a bit tired from races before.
Into sixth position, Filip Rich. still in the lead, the French. Maxence Barou, Björn Bartel, Germany. He was ninth in the qualification yesterday, so that's the ninth fastest boat from yesterday. And as we go through this class, they get faster and faster, and at the very end it will feel almost like the Slovenian Championships, because we have Slovenia occupying the first 4 spots in that class in qualifying. It's another day today, and it's another day for Björn Bartel as well. He's got the Muota rock behind him.
Yes, but unfortunately just before the Muota rock in the stopper he was hit, and he got a lot of water in his head. Here he is doing
Good
quite
line,
well.
Good line down here. Very smooth around the last stopper. Stayed on that eddy line and maintained all the speed he took into that move. Björn Bartel. 107.9. Just outside. Into 5th. And the next boat, Andrej Malek from the Czech Republic. He was racing the individual event classic. He came 30th, and it's all about doing that better, and he will be much, much better. Was 8th yesterday. He's in the final of the top 15, qualified in 8th position. Andrej Malek. Oh, a big hit.
Yes, he was on the right line, and it was quite surprising that he got hit that much. I thought he is in the right position. So sometimes it's so close there.
And this is slowing you down massively. You have to mobilize even more energy to accelerate back. Same happens here. Got caught by that stopper.
Yeah, it's not his day. It was really not a good run from him. We have seen a much better qualification yesterday.
Andrej Malek from the Slovak Republic. 107.9 is the time to beat. He lost too much time in those stoppers, 2 seconds at least. 7th on the current leader board. We go to Down Under. From Australia, Robert McIntyre, qualifying in 7th.
Yes, it was a great performance yesterday afternoon in the second run. Great qualification run, and we saw a very powerful athlete.
And he means business straight away. What a stroke rate off the start into that right hand bend into the Muota rock.
Yeah, again he was stopped a bit.
Came through the middle, wasn't as tidy, but he seems to have a very, very high speed coming away from the Muota rock. The waves, now the eddy line. That looks very smooth.
Yes, it looked good.
And maintaining that high stroke frequency. You only have just over 60 seconds to deliver your performance. It was 12-13 minutes in the endurance event. So 1:07.9. That looked like a very, very good run for the Aussie from Australia. And we have a new leader. And by what a margin, 1.33 up, Robert McIntyre.
Absolutely great performance from him. We have seen maybe a tiny small error up at the Muotastone where he was stopped a little bit. But as we were saying, he is such a powerful athlete. He can accelerate the boat so quickly. Every stroke is massive when he is paddling.
Let's see how far that will carry with that little error. It is Paul Jean who now attacks that 106.57 set by the Australian Robert McIntyre. Fighting the Muota River. and past the Muota rock. How was that compared to the Aussie?
He was stopped a bit as well.
And
It's so hard to say.
And gets the waves here. Gets the waves. And again slowed down a bit. That will be very, very, very hard to challenge for a 106.57, but is mobilizing. Allez la France, Jean-Paul, or Paul Jean, who is now almost done. He was the gold medalist in the team event. He will not be a gold medalist here. He's a silver medalist for the time being. 107.74. McIntyre first, Paul Jean from France into second. Paul Graton, gold medalist in the team event the other day, bronze medalist in the individual. This his day. Came fourth in this event last year in Pau. Is this his medal performance? Paul Graton from France. Approaching and aiming for the left line, and he does the left line.
That was a good left line.
Good left, so the right left line. And now high stroke rate to accelerate the boat into the wavy section. Stays on the right, carried into the middle a little bit. But the split looks very, very good.
Yeah, he was slowing down the frequency, but that was on purpose.
That was on purpose,
Everything
not
was
to
on
miss the
purpose.
line. Yes, he didn't miss the line. That was really good. 1:06.57, the time to beat. Hitting the minute mark now. That looks very, very, very tight indeed. And we have a new leader by, would you believe, 0.02 of a second. Paul Graton, Robert McIntyre, Paul Jean. And now we have another French, Paul Graton. He is the bronze medalist from the individual event, gold medalist in the team. So it is between Paul Jean and Paul Graton, the two Pauls. 200ths of a second, would you believe it?
So close here, and I'm sure we will see the next four boats also approaching this time, and things will become so close now.
So we have one French to go and then four Slovenians to finish this class. So Paul Jean is on the course. Sorry, we seem to have missed something here. Sorry. This is Simon Owen. Sorry, apologies. I'm really so excited. Owen Simon. So we had the French. We have Simon Owen. How was his run?
Showed a great run so far.
Into the final meter. So he's the first of four Slovenians, the gold medalist of the classic event. Will it be gold in the sprint as well? And he is just pipped on the line. 106.62, third position.
So close now. We have three boats in the first in 700s now.
And we have three boats to go, and the top three are in 700ths of a second. We have Paul Graton first, 106.55. Robert McIntyre second, 200ths behind, and Owen Simon 700ths behind. Ance Urankar, he is defending his title today. He won the gold medal last year in Pau. Ance Urankar. In the approach here on the left line. Oh, over that rock.
Yes, that was not good. He was on the left line and he was going too much on in the eddy. Then he was too much on the left side.
It's not over. It's not over. Got a good section here through the waves. Stays on the right, on the eddy line. Very smooth. That looked very good.
That was great performance down here. Let's see how much this error up at the Muota stone will cost him.
Looks good, composed again. but an error into the eddy, hit the rock. 1:06 to beat. Will it be enough? Anze Urankar. We have a new leader. 1:06.03. Slovenia, France, Australia, and we have 2 Slovenians to go. So we definitely have another Slovenian gold medal.
Absolutely. Let's see if Nate Snidarčić is also able to go into the lead. I have a certain feeling that he is delivering a great performance today.
And he has a bit of a revenge feelings. He came 5th in the individual, 4th in the classic, and he came 2nd last year in this event. So he wants to be on top again, as he was in recent years. Missed the sprint. Nate Snidarčić from the Slovenian Canoe Federation. A little bit of a hit there in the approach of the Muotathal.
Yes.
Here, another Slovenian could just make it Slovenia 1, 2 and 3. What do you think?
He could. He is a big favorite for this race. Let's see. I'm sure Nate's run was almost perfect, but you can be maybe a bit faster, and Vít Debeljak, he is able to deliver such a performance.
And he qualified in 1st position from the heats yesterday, straight into the final. He gets that move even a bit smoother than his teammate Nate just before.
Yeah, he was a little bit more on the left side comparing to Nate, and he went through it very smoothly.
And this section as well seems to be really good. Get the line here, get the line, very good. Stays in the flow, no problems at all. Vít Debeljak. Will he make it a 1, 2, 3 for Slovenia? What a successful day for Slovenia it has been already. We already saw a gold medal in the C1 class. Another gold medal we see here. Who will it be? It will be Nate Snidarčić. And who is second? Vít Debeljak. And who is top 1, 2, 3? Slovenia, Slovenia, Slovenia. Wow. What a dominance.
Such a great performance after the qualification run yesterday. We knew that they will be strong, but you have to deliver it in the final, and the entire team showed a great performance. And I'm very happy for Nate that he won the gold medal today.
And world champion in classic Simon Owen is in 6th position, and he in 6th position. He's only the fourth Slovenian. It just so shows the depths in this K1 men class that they have currently. That must be a very happy Slovenian Canoe Federation president today.
Yes, absolutely. So very well deserved.
Well done, Slovenia, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, France in 4th. We leave you for the moment. We'll be back shortly. Thanks very much, Matthias. Let's get a little refreshment in, and we'll be back. We have about a 20 minutes break now, and we'll do that with all the spectators that joined us today. Very nice to see. So we come back at 11:45 in about 20 minutes time, 15 minutes time, we'll go straight on. I'm very confused. I need to read my notes properly. Apologies. Just a minute or two, a little breather, and we'll be back with the C1 women. We're back from Muotathal, ladies and gentlemen, for the next medal event, the final in the C1 women. 12 C1 women on the start line. And the big favorite here is Martina Satkova, who comes off last. She won the heats yesterday. She won in this single canoe class. She won gold in the team and individual the other day. And this morning, actually, in the K1 women class, she lost the first race after 4 gold medals on the Friday. On the Thursday, 4 gold medals. She, for the first time, got beaten and she got a silver medal. So she's with 4 gold and 1 silver, but she's got another opportunity to win gold. So the big star on the female side of those World Championships, Martina Satkova from the Czech Republic. And the spectators are coming in. Welcome back, spectators, viewers at home, and welcome back Matthias, my technical advisor and supporter here, co-commentator Matthias Stob, a member of the Swiss Downriver team from 1998 to 2008. He's helping us to find the best line. Katarina Kopunova from the Slovak Republic on the course. So how exciting was the racing this morning so far, Matthias?
I found it absolutely fascinating. I'm still shaking a bit.
Shaking a bit, same here. It's absolutely brilliant racing here on the Muota River. Perfect conditions. And Katarina Kopunova in the approach to the Muota Rock that you just see now behind her. She got the line, was probably slightly off the ideal line, but got through it. Very difficult class. You've got a single blade, only paddling on one side, as opposed to the K1 where you have a double blade to work from a single blade. These athletes are kneeling in their boats and they can switch, so there's no rule that they would have to stay on one side. They can switch, and Katarina Kopunova has mastered the most difficult sections of this course. It's still tricky down here to find the fastest line. She sets now the first mark for that C1 final for the 11 to come, 1:27.32. Let's keep an eye on that time. Margot Béziard from a strong French team. Perfect conditions, about 33 QMX, clear water, no rain all week, no rain inside today. So on the final day of these World Championships, we can say we had perfect conditions for these athletes. One of them, Margot Béziard, who just did a really good run around the Muota Rock.
Yes, that looked very smooth, the right line. It was again the right line. She didn't stop there at all.
Good line down here, avoiding the big hits. Gets around just a bit of a hit in that last stopper. Slows the boat down, but back she is. Accelerates strongly into the last 150 meters of her sprint final. So just as a reference, it was a 1:24. It looks very competitive, that run, and she goes into the lead. It was a 1:26. 1:24.42, the time to beat. And the reigning world champion from Pau last year, Claire Arbe. She won a bronze medal with the team earlier in the week, and now trying hard to defend her title from 2017, Claire Arbe. How good was that, Matthias?
It was a great run. Nothing to criticize.
On the
at
right
all.
line, the right line. Yes, very good. Now the wavy section. Stays on the right to avoid them, and now getting the fine line between the eddy and the stopper. And she just does that. Wow.
Good
That is a world champion. Yes, she is the reigning world champion. Will she still be there in about 10 minutes' time? Well, 15 minutes' time, we shall see. Claire Ab, an excellent performance so far. About 100 meters to go. And the time to beat, 1:24.42. 1:23.50. That's the new leader. Claire Ab, first, 1:23.50. And the next one is on the course. They come in at 2-minute start interval. And the race is just over 2 minutes. So it's pretty relentless, one after the other. Marlene Ricciardi from Italy. Navigating around that corner. Trying for the left line, probably. Plan A was probably the left line, wasn't it?
Yes, it was the left line. Unfortunately, her bow was a bit too far on the right, and then you hit the stone sometimes even with your boat.
Yes, but she can compensate that here with a good line, a fine line, avoiding all the big waves, avoiding that final stopper, and she does it. Really good, Marlene Ricciardi. She's now fighting against the clock. 1:23.5, the time she needs to beat. She seems to cut that final corner a little bit. 1:23.50, Marlene Ricciardi. And she is the new leader. 1:22.95 from Italy, Marlene Ricciardi. Hélène Ragen, another French, second in the team event, fourth in the individual earlier in the week in the endurance event. Now on her sprint final. Focused, smooth, not hit by the stopper at all. Switch the paddle, switch the side, and again. How did that look? We've got the expert with us.
I would say it was the right line. Now
Just caught a bit by a wave, slightly sideways. Really got on the motor rock, stay focused. Gets around that stopper and
Yes.
accelerates.
She corrected that very well. So first I thought this is not going well down in the stopper there, but she managed to bring the boat back in the right line.
Well done. And it is about error limitation in white water, so you can have little errors. You compensate it other way in other sections. And she comes into the finish line with a new lead, 1:22.07, Hélène Ragen. It just proved again, yes, you can have little errors. Let's not be distracted by that. You can have little minor errors. You compensate it in other section. The water was good, slightly sideways, but that's what champions do. They get out of troubles. They get into troubles, but they get out of troubles very quickly.
Yes, absolutely. A champion is able to adapt so quickly. If there is a small mistake, you just make the best out of it, and you avoid a big loss then.
They can absorb it. Can Maren Lutz absorb the few little glitches she had around the Muota rock? Looks good now. Good line. Little bit sideways. Again, can she absorb that? Fighting her way back onto the ideal line. Maren Lutz from the German Canoe Federation. She was third in the classic event in the individual earlier in the week, so she's got that medal already in one of the individual events. Will it be good enough here? 1:22.07, the time to beat. That will be very, very tight. Will she do it? Just outside 1:22.16, second place. Hélène Ragen still on the top, and we have 4 paddlers to go. Agnieszka Paludova is the first of a very strong Czech team. We still have 3 Czech paddlers, including Agnieszka, approaching the entry into the Muota rock section. Pretty much through the middle. Switches. Didn't look pretty, but was it fast?
Yeah, hard to say. It was a straight line, you're right. She was maybe a bit off up before the Muotastone, but here she is also, she's doing well, I think.
Yes, very
The
well.
boat
And we
is
said,
running.
yes, and we said before, you can absorb little mistakes. It didn't maybe look pretty, but at the end of the day, that clock will decide. Will it decide in her favor? It's 1:22.07 she has to beat. There are another 10 seconds. Hard paddling, mobilizing the last energy. Agnieszka Paludova from the Czech Republic. She now crosses the finish line in a new best time, 1:21.07. Yes, you can win ugly.
Yeah, I mean, that's very picky now. I think down, especially in the second stretch, she delivered such a great performance. Everything looked very pretty there as well. Up at the Muotastone, maybe a small thing which was not looking that great, but it was a fast line, saving a lot of meters there.
Brilliant. We have a Czech leader, Agnieszka Paludova, and Marie Nemcova tries to just beat that from the Czech Republic. Maria Nemcova already cleared the Muota rock very successfully. Switch on to the right into the waves, or actually you want to be on the side of the waves in the wave section. Now finding that line on the eddy line. Yes, she does. And back into the flow, into the fast water. 1:21.07, the time set by her team colleague, teammate Agnieszka. Marie or Agnieszka. 1:21.07 to beat. That looks like a very competitive run. And we have a new Czech leader. 1:21.4. Marie Nemcova first. Agnieszka Paludova in second position, and Ragen from France in third. Cecilia Panato from Italy. Can she get the Italian flag onto the podium? She qualified yesterday. Her sister Alice Panato didn't. Cecilia now on a good run here. A little bit off balance, but saved that very well. Into the next challenge. That is on this course, the waves, onto the eddy line. Very well done. A young Italian, high stroke rate. And that looked like another good run.
It looked like a good run. I think she was really a bit stopped at the Muotastone, before the Muotastone, and also down here there were a couple of edges in her line. Let's see.
So another couple of seconds to go, and a new leader, Italy. 1989. She must have found some time here right at the bottom. Cecilia Panato into gold medal position, and we have got just One boat to go. Martina Satkova from the Czech Republic. Lost a little gold medal this morning, just got a little silver after 4 gold. She has 5 medals around her neck already, and now attacking the C1 course. .119, just set by Cecilia Panato.
Yes, that was exactly the same line as Cecilia Panato. Let's see how far she is going with that.
So very similar, comparable in the approach to the Muota Rock. Now it is Cecilia, or is it this athlete here, Martina Satkova, who already has 5 medals around her neck, 4 gold, 1 silver. What will it be? Is that another medal? Is it another gold? Switches onto the right. Paddlers want to avoid steering strokes, so they switch instead, just to maintain the speed of the boat. So 1:19 is the time to beat, set by the young Italian, and we will listen to the Italian anthem. Cecilia Panato, Italy, the new world champion. Marie Nemcova, Czech Republic, silver. Martina Satkova, Czech Republic, a bronze. Wow, another nation on the top of the podium.
Yeah, great performance of Cecilia Panato. She has the C1 genes. Her father, a multi-fold world champion for Italy. So it looks like this stays in their family.
So Cecilia just follows the step of her father, Vladi Panato, their coach. Congratulations here from the commentary box. And it's actually Cecilia's 2nd gold medal this week, because she won with her sister in the double canoe event, in the classic. So let's get the records right. We have the 2nd gold medal for Cecilia. Well done, the young athlete from Italy. 1:19.89. 2nd Nemcova, and see how tight that racing is. 0.25, and then Martina Satkova 0.37. So between gold and bronze, only 0.37 of a second. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. So here in the canoe women, we have it even closer than, for example, in the kayak men, where we have seen Nate, who was a bit ahead of the others. So it's a high level here as well in the women canoe sport.
Thank you, Matthias, and thank you for your insight, for your commentary. That is really, really useful, and I hope you out there, you enjoy those sprint finals. We have a little break, time for a little refreshment. Sorry, we're back in Muotathal, Switzerland in about 15 minutes time, and we have 2 gold medals to allocate, one for the C2 men and one for the C2 women. Thank you very much. Stay with us, and we'll see you in about 10 minutes time. Thank you.
1884. Karl Elsener eröffnet mit der Unterstützung seiner Mutter Victoria eine Messerschmiedewerkstatt in Ibach, Schweiz. Um die Schweizer Armee mit dem Soldatenmesser zu beliefern, gründet Karl den Verband Schweizer Messerschmiedemeister. Dieses Messer war etwas groß und schwer, deshalb entwickelte der Firmengründer ein kleineres, leichteres und eleganteres Messer mit zusätzlichen Funktionen. Er nannte dieses neue Modell Schweizer Offiziers- und Sportmesser. Der Rest ist Geschichte. Seit der Gründung des Unternehmens durch meinen Urgroßvater hat sich Victorinox stark weiterentwickelt. Mit der Zeit und im Zuge der technischen Entwicklung haben wir das Schweizer Messer laufend verbessert. Die Leidenschaft für Qualität, Funktionalität, Innovation und Design vereint unsere Mitarbeitenden jeden Tag. All unsere Produkte sind inspiriert von denselben Werten und der Einzigartigkeit des kleinen roten Messers. Victorinox-Produkte sind funktionell, zuverlässig und nachhaltig. Sie sind eine Kombination aus Tradition und Moderne und ein treuer Begleiter für die täglichen Abenteuer unserer Kunden. Victorinox-Geschäfte und Shop-in-Shops auf der ganzen Welt sind Schaufenster für unsere Marke. Sie integrieren die breite Produktepalette auf eine authentische und glaubwürdige Art. Das gibt dem Kunden die einzigartige Möglichkeit, die Victorinox-Welt hautnah zu erleben. Für die warme Atmosphäre mit einem industriellen Touch verwenden wir echte, natürliche Materialien wie Stahl und Eiche. Das kleine rote Messer, das fast alles kann, ist ein Kultobjekt und zu einer weltweit authentischen Marke geworden. Victorinox, eine Marke, mehr als 130 Jahre Geschichte.
Welcome back to the sprint finals in Muotathal, Switzerland. The ICF World Championships in whitewater racing. Just back in time for the next gold medal event, the final of the double canoe. With me in the commentary box, Matthias Stob, former team member of the Swiss downriver national team. A very international field of 10 boats, 10 C2 men, and we will then see the same for the women, 2 boats in the women. But first of all, let's focus here the C2 men, and we kick off with a boat from the Polish team. So we have Poland on the start line. That's not very often that happens, Matthias.
Yes, Poland is a strong nation in slalom and in flat water, but in the downriver we don't see them that often, unfortunately.
And obviously they showed that it is doable, and they made it into the final. Michal Wierczok and Gregors Majerczak. They are both very good slalom paddlers, and this weekend they take the opportunity to race on this very attractive Muota River. We're here in the Canoe Arena. This is the former slalom stadium. In the 70s and 80s we saw international canoe slalom competitions here around the Muota Rock. And here we have a race. Off the start, Michal Wierczorek, Gregors Majerczak from Poland. The double canoe. The paddlers kneel in the boats and they have a single blade to propel the boat forward. Approaching now through that right-hand bend into the Muota Rock. And they make work look very easy, Matthias.
Yes, that was the right line. We know that the C2s, they are a bit better in terms of jumping over big waves because they have more volume in their boat. So they really took the benefit out of this.
Really good line down here in the wavy bed. Fine line, found the line between the eddy and the stopper. Really good and powerful strokes to go back to maximum speed. We are looking at times around the 1:10, 1:12 mark, comparable to the women. And we saw they could do the course in 1:12. Will that be done by the very first boat in that C2 final? And yes, it is done. 1:12, 1:7, the first marker by this Polish crew.
Yes, I think that was a strong performance for a first boat. Yes, maybe it's enough for a top result today.
Let's see. We have Peter Draxel and Manuel Filzwieser from Austria. Tricky line there. They just tried to avoid the rock to get a bit further right, and they seem to cut that first bend quite a bit.
Yeah, they're cutting this, but now they're on the left line now. That's a bit an uncommon line that you cut in and then you switch to the left.
We haven't seen that, cutting that first right-hand bend that much, basically coming on the inside of the bend. Let's see how that is reflected in the final time. The time to beat, 1:12.17, set by the Polish crew. Peter Draxel, Manuel Filzwieser from Austria, the only Austrian boat in the finals today. C2 men, the double canoe, 1:12.17 by the Polish team, and it looks like that line at the very top wasn't the quickest. 1:15, 1:2.
Yeah, there was a lot of steering in the run. Also in the bottom part it was maybe not always a perfect line.
The first of the strong Czech team, Filip Jelinek and Václav Kristek. And it is all about the Czech versus the French. It is the Czech and the French The French dominated in the classic endurance event. They made a clean sweep, 1, 2, 3, and now it is the Czech that try to put that result right, and they want to get onto the podium, grab a medal off the French. They took them all. So that's the Czech, Filip Jelinek, Václav Kristek. Already down here in the bottom section, finding that line, and they found it very well. That looks like a faultless run, Matthias.
Yes, and it looks like they're very close to the Polish. I'm sure it will be a very close decision now between them and the Polish
They're
boat.
pushing very hard for a 1:12.17. Will they just do it? No, just outside. It's still the Polish team in first. Ristek and Jelinek in second, and the Austrians into third.
Yeah, it just shows how strong the performance of the Polish boat actually was. This was a very strong proof now already.
What do you think? How much did their slalom skills help them to navigate so fast through that very, very technical and tricky course?
Yes, of course, it is very technical, but as I was mentioning, the boats are very different, and you use more your boats to steer and not that much the paddles, and as comparing to the slalom. And yesterday I think we have seen them applying a bit more of this slalom techniques, and today it was already more the downriver techniques they applied, and maybe that was the thing which made them so fast.
That the difference. On a very good run so far, Antonín Haleš, Martin Novak from the Czech Republic. They are now attacking that leading time of the Polish crew, 1:12.17. They had a very wide line into the Muota section. How will that be reflected in their final time? 1:12.17 to beat. And we have a new leader from the Czech Republic, Antonín Haleš, Martin Novak, 1:11.04. Ole Schwarz, János Sulzer. They came sixth in the individual event of the Classic Endurance race on the Thursday. And they want to better that today. Sixth on Thursday. Into the approach of the Muota Rock, the German crew. Coming from the right, that seems to be the team route.
The German route.
The German route, yes. Except I think Finn Hartstein in the K1 man, he did his Finn Hartstein route. Big hit down here. That will cost a bit of time and lots of energy, because you have to re-accelerate the boat, find the rhythm again.
Yes, but
and that's just what they're doing.
They're delivering a good performance, and I think it will be a strong time.
So they need to beat the 1:11. That's not quite enough, but it's good enough for a bronze medal position for the moment. 1:12.20, and we have 5 more boats to go. And it is in Czech and France. That's the two countries. Just the dominating forces in Su2. They come from either the Czech Republic, and this is Daniel Suchanek and Ondrej Drolek, and there is a bit of revenge feelings in there. They came fourth in the individual event in the Classic, so they wanna get onto the podium here. Ondrej Drolek, the man in the back, he is a C1 specialist. We've seen him earlier winning the bronze medal in the individual C1. We saw him winning 2 gold medals in the endurance event, and he is now steering the boat successfully in that C2 final. A little wobble there for a moment. Got a bit of a hit down here, but very, very strong and physically powerful paddlers. Andrei Rollins and Daniel Suchanek. Time to beat a 1:11. Will that be good enough? There was a bit of a wobble in the wavy section. Could they compensate? Yes, and they could. 0.06 of a second into the lead. Andrei Rollins, Daniel Suchanek, 1:10.98. We go to France. Ancelin Gourgeot and Lucas Paza. They won the bronze medal in the endurance event, and in the team they won gold. So they are already with 2 medals around their neck. Can they add a third one here in the sprint final? How did they do around the Muota rock?
Was a very good Canadian line, I think. Very smooth, going for the right line and staying in the fast water before the Muota stone.
And that was a different line here. They stayed on the left and sort of moved gradually from left to right, and that looked pretty good.
Yes, and they didn't get stopped down neither. So I think this is the new best time.
1:10.98. We know it. We know it in 5 seconds. 1:10.98 was a new line around the wavy section, and it was quick. 1.10 gold to France, and we have 3 boats to go. 1 from Czech and 2 from France. So we know we will definitely have French medals here.
Absolutely, the French are delivering again. As for the kayak women, they are here when it counts.
They mean business. And Marek Rigel and Petr Vesely from the Czech Republic, they just want to make sure we are not seeing another clean sweep from the French team. So this is the pair from the Czech Republic. They were 5th in the individual endurance event, 2nd in the team, and it's just a little build. They just want to settle here now. This is where this other crew took that new line. The French crew staying on the left and then gradually moved to the right side to get the line here next to the stopper. They were not looking as tidy.
Yes, they were struggling down here a bit. It was a good line up at the Muota stone, but here it looks like they are not able to be really as fast as the French before.
We're looking at time of a 1:09. That doesn't seem to be possible. They're outside the medals, 4th position for the Czech. And we have France, Czech, and we have got 2 more boats to go, 2 from France. And the first one, the silver medalists from the endurance event, gold medalists in the team, Tony Debray, Louis Lapointe, attacking the time of Ancelin Gourgeot and Lucas Paza. A big right edge to steer the boat. You steer those boats by edging. That looks pretty decent around the Muota rock.
Absolutely perfect. Let's see if they're doing the same strategy down here as their compatriots, if they are also doing this left line and crossing over then.
It doesn't seem to be like that. They moved straight over to the right. So now we will have a direct comparison with the current leaders. So into the wavy bit they went straight to the right. Didn't wait as long as their compatriots. Let's see how that is reflected. Tony Debray, Louis Lapointe. And we have a new second place, 0.34 down. Was it that section? Is it that wavy bit that made the difference?
Maybe. Let's see how the last boat is doing. And I mean, they are second and they were not satisfied. Maybe there was a mistake somewhere else which we didn't see.
Maybe they forgot that line. Maybe they just, it looks like they did that for the first time today. Let's see the winners of qualification, the winners of the classic event. This is Stéphane Santamaria and Quentin Dazer attacking now the 1-2 French positions. Coming from the very right. That is the...
Such a smooth line.
Brilliant, brilliant. Will they stay? Will they go? No, they go as well. They go as well like the second place. They go straight to the right. So again, that will be a comparison. That will be comparable. Very good final section through that eddy line. And they need to beat 2 French boats. 2.
Yeah, that's the new best time. They are they are so fast.
Brilliant.
Impressing.
Impressing time. So they won the... Well, look at that. 1.45. And it's another French clean sweep. Santa Maria d'Azur, Gourgeot Paza, Debré-la-Pointe, France 1, France 2, France 3. And then it's Czech 4, Czech 5, Czech 6. What an exciting race. And look, the margin between the first and second boat. That looks like eternity. 1.45 seconds.
Yeah, that was such a clean run. Everything was well placed. There was nothing at all to criticize. It was just perfect, every stroke.
So congratulations to France taking gold, silver and bronze in this class. And this was just a repeat feat of what they delivered in the individual classic event on the Thursday this week.
So it's exactly the same order, also boat 2 and 3. Do you know that?
Well, Matthias, now you're really testing me. I know that Santa Maria, well, I can actually tell you. I've got them here. Santa Maria d'Azur, they won it again. So that's the order. La Pointe Debré, they were second. We have Gourgeot and Arcelin, they were third, now they're second. Debré, La Pointe, they were second and now they're third. So it's the same boats in the medals. Santa Maria exactly in the same position, and Gourgeot and Debré, those 2 boats from the classic, they just switched the place. Is that, you're happy with that answer?
Thanks so much for this information. I was not sure anymore about it.
Really good. Thanks very much. Just a little breather and we head into the final event of this sprint final, the C2 Women. Stay with us. Thank you very much from Muotathal. Welcome back to Muotathal. The spectators are coming in now. We have the last event of the individual sprint finals this morning, and we'll have a lunch break, and we will be back with all the action at 3 o'clock. We'll have the final sprint final of the teams. So for those who only come in now, you will just witness the final competition in the individual sprint. Here we are. We've got just 2 boats on the start line. A very, very, very tricky class, a very new class that the International Canoe Federation starts to develop. So the C2 women, 2 boats on the start line, one from Great Britain and one from Germany. And after those 2 boats, we'll have a break and we'll come back at 3 o'clock Central European time with all the live action from the sprint finals in the team event. First off, Rachel Houston and Louise Reval. Louise was racing in the kayak, the front women, and Rachel Houston in the back. She raced in the single C1. Off we go. It is a race, a duel between Great Britain and Germany. Rachel Houston and Louise Revel, and with us all morning, Matthias Storp, a former member of the Swiss Downriver team, and he's our technical voice and observes for us and assists us technically. Welcome back, Matthias.
Welcome back, Jörg.
Thank you. They did a really good run. Bit of steering there for the back women. Rachel was on her steering stroke as she is right now. You can see that, while the one in front is paddling and getting the boat back up to speed. But that looked like a decent run.
Yeah, it's such a difficult course. Such a long boat. The Muotathal is really not in the right position when you're entering this section, and they made it through. So nice run.
Muotathal is like the obstacle right in the middle of your line, basically. Massive wall, and you want to avoid it, and they did. And they come to the finish in a really good time of 1:25.37. And as we said, will it be Britain? Will it be Germany? That's the question that those 2 Germans will answer in just over a minute time. Verena Sulzer, Maren Lutz. And Maren, she was a bronze medalist in the single boat in the C1 in the endurance event. So and Verena Sulzer in the kayak. So they both know the course pretty well, and that's looking very good so far.
Looks great so far. Also here before the Muotathal, that looks almost like the boats you have seen before in the men's category.
Very, very good C2 sport from those 2 German women, Verena Sulzer, Lutz Maren. Very good. Just a little bit slower, but in terms of lines, in terms of application of skills, they were absolutely on top of it and comparable to the men C2 that we saw just a little bit earlier. 1:24 the time to beat. And Matthias, that looks like that should be just a formality.
Yeah, it would be a big surprise if that wouldn't be enough now to win this race. Yeah, let's hope that in future we will see more boats like this German boat here. That was
Brilliant.
A great performance.
Germany wins that duel, 1:22.00, and I just want to pick up and follow up on that and hope the women out there, young female athletes, are just inspired by that, by those 2 performances. Really inspiring what we saw, and such a tricky course, and you don't have to be a man to do that. Really good.
Absolutely. So this is not necessary. That was a good proof. Technical skills must be applied here as well in this boat category, and you don't need to be very heavy and yeah, you can be a more technical skilled athlete to deliver great performance in this boat class.
Brilliant. And you out there, if you haven't started to paddle yet, go online, check where your next canoe club is. You don't start on the Muota River straight away. Get in touch with your local club, and they'll introduce you into this fantastic sport for men, for women, for young kids, for elder kids. In the Masters race the other day, we saw the eldest participant at 73 years of age. So get in touch with your local club. Exciting sprint finals in the individual events this morning in the beautiful Muotathal Valley on the Muota River. We'll be back at 3 o'clock Central European time with all the action live from the team event in the sprint. Thank you very much. Stay with us and see you soon.